Hi everybody, this is PsyonicReaver again with Game 2 of the King of the Hill, Team LighT King of the Hill series. We have Zero in the top left-hand corner on Longinus. AeriALs at the 3 o'clock location as the yellow Terran. So AeriALs, good job with the early game push, but just could not keep the momentum going, just let his macro slip just a little bit, lost the momentum, and Zero was able to force his way back into game 1 and was able to come out with the win with the switch from Meatless to Lurker. So now AeriALs out to prove himself on Longinus, and Longinus is actually slightly favored towards Terran players because of the high ground in the middle of the map, and because it's actually very easy for a Terran player to secure the natural expansion and hold it against Zerg players. Easier than on Python for sure. Especially if AeriALs opens with a 2 racks, he could easily hold his natural expansion. He's actually going to look like he's going to go for a wall-in. So and that also works too. I'm not a huge, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm never a super huge fan of the wall-in TVZ, just because I feel like it can constrain a player. It can bottleneck a Terran player, and it's easy for a Zerg to if he has lurkers or Meatless to keep a Terran bottlenecked. But it also works the other way. It can bottleneck a Zerg player as well and work to the Terran's favor. So we'll see exactly what happens here. Zero doing the same strategy he employed last game, going for the 12 hatch, and then he'll probably go for the we'll see if he goes for the 11 pool this time. Last time he went for an 11 pool. It was kind of interesting. Usually you do a 12 hatch 12 pool, but went for the 11 pool, so not that big of a difference. Not like it's gonna make, it's gonna end the game or anything. So AeriALs, with his first scout, gonna see the Zerg player right off the back and actually block the spawning pool of Zero. So Zero spawning pool block, trying to put down another spawning pool and gets it down just in time. AeriALs trying to get that SCV in there to block it, but drone was just a little bit too quick and turning itself into a massing, seething pile of goo. So AeriALs going to be content to harass the spawning pool. Idle drone for Zero. Looks like he kind of forgot about this guy. Oh, there he goes. Now he's going to go back to mining. So Zero, not too worried though. He's just going to keep his drone count coming up. And AeriALs, he has to take note of this. Larva being saved up by Zero. That's going to mean 6 Zerglings as soon as that pool is finished. And AeriALs, of course, has his gonna let the drone right in. Come on in, Mr. Drone! Welcome, this is my base. This is exactly what I'm doing. I'm expanding. So AeriALs trying to get his SCV back into his main base. Lifts it off just in time for the drone to get there. And so now Zero trying to use the range of the drone to his advantage, but AeriALs just staying on that drone, harassing it with the SCV, almost picking it off, got it down to 10 HP. AeriALs trying to take his gas now. Zero going to try to harass that SCV mining. Marine going to come in and finish this poor guy off. And looks like that SCV managed to block the first shot for for whatever reason. Looks like the drone got some kind of cover from that, from the floating SCV. Kind of interesting. Zero taking his own gas, getting the initial Zerglings just for containment purposes, to contain any scouting SCVs, much like what you would do against a Protoss player in the early game. Contain his scouting probe, keep him in his base, and keep him in the dark. Academy going up, that's going to allow AeriALs, he's got to know exactly what Zero's going to be doing. He'll probably go for a double comsat station as soon as his academy goes up, so he can simultaneously comsat the natural expansion and the main base of Zero to see what's going on. Third hatchery going up in this position, that's going to allow Zero, if he wanted to put a hatchery right here in the middle of the 2 hatcheries, and that's going to his tech building, whether it's a Spire or a Hydrogen, try to keep AeriALs in the dark as to what's going on. Lair just barely started for Zero, and he's probably going to be going for Meatless again. And Meatless on Longinus, they do okay. I wouldn't say, I'd say they work a lot better on Python because there's more cliff areas for the Meatless to fly over. Longinus, to get to the main base, especially in AeriAL's position, to get to the main base, there's a lot of open ground they got to fly over to get to a Terran main base, and it just provides that much more fire for the turrets and for the Marines to get up there and to defend. Now the natural expansion, slightly different story. Meatless can harass here pretty well, but I'm sure AeriALs is going to prepare for that if he spots the Spire, if that's what Zero is going for. We'll have to wait till that layer gets finished to find out exactly what Zero has in mind. Zero looks like he's going to take his 4th base here at the 9 o'clock location. Going to get this double gas. Looks like he might do a quick tech to Hive because of that. This is a strong indicator. Usually a Zerg, if they want to kind of play like a slightly longer mid game, take their mineral only, and are content to stay at 2 gas and keep massing up their forces with just 2 gas and their mineral only. But taking this 4th base, his 3rd base here with the double gas is a strong indicator that he's probably going to want to try to do a quick tech to Hive and try to surprise AeriALs with the Filer and Dark Swarm and Cracklings. AeriALs trying to get an SCV out, whether to scout or expand, I'm not sure, but loses it. AeriALs has this force here. Looks like he wanted to kind of push out, but is kind of scared of the Zergling force. He's got those 2 Firebats. He could easily deal with those Zerglings, but even if he does move out, he's not going to be able to break into Zero's natural. Of course, Zero only has the 1 Sunken Colony, but he can easily throw down a couple more if it looks like AeriALs is going to be a threat. Looks like AeriALs is just content right now just to stay in his main base. Looks like Comsat has found the Spire, and missile turrets are now going up in the natural expansion. And wisely, AeriALs wisely puts his missile turrets in his mineral line. A mistake a lot of Terran players make is they put them in these patches right next to the cliff, and that provides no time for the missile turrets to lock onto the Meatless. The Meatless can just fly in and out and attack the missile turrets, and it's harder for the missile turrets to really get a good beat on the Meatless right next to each other. If they're a little bit away, then they have time to at least get off a couple of shots on the Meatless, since they have to fly into range. But those SCVs are going to be slightly more exposed. But with this many turrets, it should deter any sort of heavy Meatless harassment, especially with Marine backup. Missile turrets going up inside the main base as well, and that's going to definitely protect this mineral line. Not going to protect the barracks, though. He's got to be careful about that. He's got that 1 turret going up, but with those barracks in a line like this, going to be very easily for Meatless for the fly-in and snipe Marines and medics coming out of those racks. And now AeriALs, he's got his 4 racks going this time. He's got the +1 almost finished here, about 75% done, and now he's got the 4 racks, which is good. And now Meatless coming in for Zero. AeriALs putting up a lot of missile turrets here that could work against him later.